Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about the mess. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, this is according to the Jasmine brand and the Shade Room. Um, Chris Brown and Karrueche Tran's reps say no romance is happening after they were spotted talking at Coachella. Girl. So Chris Brown and Karrueche Tran had fans buzzing after being spotted together at Coachella. The sources tell TMZ there's no romantic rekindling happening. Despite the nostalgic vibes, there will be no romantic reunion. Insiders with direct knowledge say their interaction was simply a friendly run-in, not the first since their 2017 breakup. They've remained cordial through the years, a source says, and when they cross paths, neither one is above saying hi to the other. While fans hope for a reunion, especially after Chris told Kai Cenat he was juggling multiple relationships, sources confirm he's not clearing the schedule for Karrueche. In fact, they're not in touch regularly and only speak when they run into each other in public, like a festival attended by hundreds of thousands of other people. Were you hoping these two could rekindle things? Girl. You know what? I don't think that people, I hope even those of us who have been through horrible things in life, some worse than others, you can eventually get over those things, right, and move on with your life. It takes me a long time to get over stuff. Like quick story, I had a roommate, a college roommate. She was someone, it was a girl. She was someone who I really considered like one of my bestest friends, baby. And she basically wasn't taking care of business. I would give her my rent money every month, and I thought that she was paying the rent. My rent was only like 570, really cheap, like two bedroom, one bath apartment. And sometimes she would pay, so I would give her my half, and then she, I thought, was getting the money in order to go pay the rent, um, of course, in full. And sometimes she may pay 500 or 550 or 475, right? um but she never would pay, not never, but it was be some months where she never paid the full amount, and we fell out after that, and it took me a while to get over that. So it's so crazy to me because if I had took out a restraining order against a man, or a man had knocked my head between a washer and a dryer, I don't know how people are so quick to get over that. I don't. And maybe that's something I need to work on. But if I cut you off for not paying rent and our relationship was never the same, then I don't know how I could move forward. Um and I have you put your hands on me. You know what I'm saying? Um while girl, we run the same circles, possibly. We may bump into each other or be in the same space. Girl, I don't have to speak to you, you don't have to speak to me. Girl. But again, I'm cut from a different cloth. I know some people say, well, girl, God says you're supposed to forgive. Well, I'm not God. Okay? And you not either. Okay. Um, but shout out to Karrueche for, finding space and giving grace to someone who she had a restraining order out on for like 5 years. And now they're able to, speak and be cordial. And, it couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. You know what I do want though? I do want this. And this is no shade. I want people to stop. You know what I want people to stop? I want people to stop encouraging women to get back into relationships where a man has knocked them upside the skull, or a man has done something so violent that they felt the need to take out a restraining order against that person, right? or a person was just in just a toxic, unhealthy relationship. Why are people in that girl's comments talking about, oh girl, you should forgive him and get back together? Or y'all should get back together. Or why are people saying that on the internet, period? I think that is so weird. It's one thing to say, oh, it's good that both of you could move past whatever, or at least you, Karrueche, could move past whatever Chris Brown did to you, blah, 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 blah. You the bigger person. You know, y'all love to play the bigger person card. Not y'all, but y'all. I think it's another thing to encourage anyone, man, woman, non-binary, non-gender conforming. Girl, I don't care your sexuality, your gender identity. I don't care. I think it's very, um, I think it's very troubling to when I see people advise people to re-enter into a relationship when a big part of them exiting the relationship was due to the relationship being toxic, violent, right? And because some years have passed, maybe they changed. Give him another chance. Listen, girl, speak to him, girl. I'm gonna look at you sideways. Look at her speaking that. Look. If I was Karrueche Tran, I'd be looking at her like, girl, girl, that's my sister, but girl, I'm still looking at you. Look, girl, look at her speaking. Look at her. I would have been the girl. I'm gonna play the clip. Play the clip. I'm Normani. Look at Normani sitting down with that fan, not paying no attention, acting like she don't see. I'm Normani in my head judging. That's still my sister I love for the pieces, but I don't know why she even talking to that nigga. Yeah, he speak, hey, Normani, hey. Hey, Rodney, hey. It's one thing for you to whatever Karrueche or any other person wants to do, you know, with an ex who disrespected them. It's one thing for them to speak. I think it's enough. I think it just takes it to an entirely another level when you encourage these people to re-enter into a relationship that they just have no business being in. I think that is very I just think it's dangerous. And I don't know how could you want the best for people when you know that this person had issues with this person and you're telling them to or give him another chance, girl. I hope they get back together. Oh, they look so good together. Right? But again, shout out to Karrueche. Shout out to growth. Girl, I'm not there. You're not putting your hands on me, Milko. And think I'm gonna speak to you. I don't care if it was 15 years later. Girl, we could be literally at the BT Awards sitting right across from each other at the same table. Girl, I want to act like I don't even see you, girl. Girl, I don't know why they got me sitting at the table with this goddamn nigga. Girl, I'm not gonna cut him acting fool though, girl. I just don't want him to say nothing to me. I'm not gonna say nothing to him. Hey, girl, how you doing? Yeah, girl. What category you in? What card? Girl, I'm up for best YouTuber of the year. I hope I win, but I don't know, girl. Like I said, it's some talented hoes I'm against, girl. But if I win, girl, thank God. That would be me talking, girl. Ain't that Chris across, girl? Don't ask me nothing about him, girl. Mm-mm. You know they being messy. Yeah, girl. You know they set us at the same table to hope some shit pop off. Mm-mm. I've grown, but we not. I don't talk to him, but I'm not gonna act a fool either. Yeah, girl. I ain't gonna say, girl. He better not say nothing to me, girl. I already told my manager, don't even let. He better not say nothing to me. And if he say something, girl, it's gonna be a quick. And girl, that's it. Yeah, girl. That would be me. But like I said, girl, I got a whole bunch of growing up to do, girl. Shout out to all the girls who be forgiving niggas when they put their hands on them. Because I don't know how y'all do it. I honestly don't. Not forgive, but I don't know how y'all like sit and giggle with them. Like, yeah, like I don't know. Like I'm not gonna stand here and giggle with you. I'm just not. I'm just not. But again, it's not my life, honey. Shout out to Karrueche. That's all I can say. Shout out to Karrueche. All right, y'all, let's move on. Baby, it sounds like Terrence Howard is about to shake the table. Baby!
Try it. With me if you want to. It's not a good day. Okay? Now back to this shaking the table.
So this is according to TMZ.com. Terrence Howard taking on Hollywood in my new podcast, Living Out Every Actor's Wet Dream. So Terrence Howard says his new podcast won't pull any punches because he plans to take on big-time Hollywood media companies, something he describes as a studio's nightmare in every actor's wet dream. The veteran actor tells TMZ he recently started recording a new podcast that pulls back the curtain on the entertainment industry and intends to release it to the public in the near future. You know, can I say, girl, girl, I hate when y'all, girl, just come out with it. Girl, can I say something? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't, in situations like this where, kind of like a Christian Keys, I'm gonna use Christian Keys as an example. Christian Keys came out and he brought us into a situation that he said was going on with him and some powerful billionaires, a billionaire, right? I think it was a man, and I think he named a powerful woman too. But I can't remember the whole story, but I remember people thinking that it was, I don't want to say any names, but people narrowed it down because how many black billionaires in Hollywood are there? Hello. Um, and then all of a sudden he disappeared, right? He said somebody showed up to his house and told him they would give him what, $100,000? Was it $100,000, $150,000 to see him butt naked, girl? And he said, you know, he got too much integrity and morals for that. Well, girl, I don't, because I would took my shoulder in there like this, bitch. No touching, no touching. Yeah, I would have been. I got it. Because that $100,000, girl, tax free, honey, please. But I'm a different type of girl, so don't pay me no mind. So yeah, so it's just it's kind of giving, and then he disappeared, right? And then we remember after that, all of a sudden we looked up and he had like his skincare line. Girl, I'm telling y'all, I'm not making this up. Christian Keys did. So it's giving like if you're going to come out with something and you know that you're going against something like Hollywood, right? Christian Keys, you know you're going up against someone with a lot of power and influence. Just come out and say it or do it, right? Kind of like to me, like Cassie, for example. When Cassie filed her lawsuit, girl, Cassie didn't come out and was like, "Oh, you know, like, girl, if they don't give me this, that, girl." All of a sudden, we looked up in the documents that came out that Cassie had sued Puff Daddy. We was like, "What?" Like, I just feel like if you're gonna do it, just do it. If that makes sense, right? It almost seems like you're dangling a carrot in front of us. Anyways, Howard will speak on the powerful figures behind the scenes in Hollywood. Specifically, he tells us he's going to address his ongoing legal battle with CAAC. And that's I'm not trying to be funny, but are you trying to expose? Are you trying to say you're going to tell the secrets of Hollywood because you have something going on with CAA? And if they say, okay, girl, this nigga about to talk, girl, give him what he want, then you just gonna disappear? Does that make sense what I'm saying, y'all? Anyways, claiming that the talent agency allegedly asked him to accept a lower salary while he worked on Empire. He also says he has plenty to say about the big wigs over at Disney and Fox. He'll also dish about his time on the set of Empire, along with what he calls business betrayals and shady transactions he's endured during his long career in Tinseltown. Through it all, Howard hopes to show his listeners how the industry really operates. Terrence promises he's going to be as candid as he was during his recent appearance on the PBD podcast, where he made some jaw-dropping remarks about Diddy. But he doesn't plan to drag celebrities. Instead, he's focused on speaking truth to power. TH says he thinks everyone in showbiz is terrified of the powers that be in Hollywood. I do believe that. Studio execs, powerful agents, and the like. But Howard says he doesn't feel that fear because he's got nothing to lose. Howard is ready to tell his story, no matter who it upsets. I mean, girl, if he gonna talk, but don't come out. I know it's easier said than done, but all I'm saying is, if you're gonna come out and say it, girl, come out and say it. Don't come out playing in folks' faces. You know what I'm saying? Because now, girl, we didn't ask for this, right? So if you're gonna come out and tell us, girl, come out and tell us. Don't come out and say, oh, you're going to tell us something because you really have a problem with CAA. And then the problem is rectified behind the scenes. And then you come out and then what you're saying is just some bullshit. If you're going to talk. That's all I'm saying. But shout out to Terrence Howard with his home. Let me shut up, girl. You know the girl I ain't going to. Let me shut up. We already talked about. I'm not gonna get into that. We already talked about Terrence Howard the other day. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on.
Take all these niggas' money, what we finna do, then leave.
Baby, listen to this. Jalen Green with a message. Leave my girl out of it. I'm deactivating my ish. This is according to the Hollywood Unlocked. Leave my girl out of it. I'm deactivating my ish for playoffs. The other day, girl, it was reported by I think it was a Jasmine brand, that Draya had stopped following Jalen. And so, of course, in 2025, when couples stop following each other or wipe their profiles of their pictures together, is usually a sign. I think most people would think that it is a sign that the relationship is over. Right. It's one thing if you don't post your relationships, right? It's one thing if you post your relationships and all of a sudden we see the nigga disappear. Oh, girl, they must have broke up. On the last time, this is another one too, girl. You girl, no shade. You know how the girl, no shade. You know how the girls be posting a man, or girl, once every month, and then we look up and girl, it's been 2 years. And be like, girl, we ain't seen her post a man in like a year and a half. Girl, they must have broke up, right? Listen, Jalen said leave his vintage cat alone. Girl, leave his woman alone. I'm not, listen, Jalen is young, but at the end of the day, that's still his girlfriend, that's his old lady, So if you want to come out and defend Dre and tell y'all to leave his girl alone, then girl, I mean, he gonna defend his girl. That's his girl. Oh, poor Jalen. He don't know what's about to happen. We know. we know Draya for her work. Shout out to Draya. I'm not mad at Draya. We know Draya for her work, so Jalen, you don't even know what's about to happen, baby. Oh, bless your heart. Oh, bless your heart, baby. Baby, you gonna be in the playoffs, and baby Draya gonna be packing her panties and bras in that baby and headed back to California. Girl, getting a lawyer, filing child support on your ass, baby. She gonna be getting about 70,000. I'm just making up a number. She gonna get about 50,000. Okay, baby. Okay, baby girl. Mm-hmm. Anyway, shout out to Jalen. Shout out to Draya. All right, y'all. I'm gone. We'll be back tomorrow with some more hot topics. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.